Well, one of the things with the San Fernando Valley, I think that people have been asking today is what's going on with this market? Why is the market, the price has been going down? What's been happening? Well, part of the things that have been happening is we've just had a correction. You heard the old adage, what goes up must come down. And over the last many years, 5 years past, we had such a high increase in the values of our home here in the Valley, which I know, Eric, as a lender, it was hard for the appraisers to keep up with these loans. Well, now there was a huge correction that took place over the last year and a half that just ended maybe in January. So I really feel that the Valley is still an excellent place to buy with great value here, and it's definitely much less expensive here than the West Side. And property values are now going to start a steady appreciation until, guess what, we have another cycle coming in 2010 that's going to go through 220. Our last cycle was 1995 till 2005, and now we have this correction and adjustment, and now our next cycle will start in 2010. I know that a lot of the lenders, such as Countrywide, has brought into 40 and 50-year loan products. Why did they bring in these products, and how will that help buyers today with the higher prices? And by the way, guys, the interest rates are still lower than they've been in the last 40 years if you take out the last couple years. So the interest rates are very low and favorable. We have the correction in the market that have given us a healthy supply and demand on the marketplace of 6 months, and now we have these great new loan products of 40 and 50 years. How do those 40 and 50-year loan products help an average home buyer investor today?
Well, 40-year loan product, I can only comment on that initially now. I mean, 50-year has been in discussion, but right now we offer the 40-year. That enables some people that can't typically afford the payment on a 30-year to qualify. So because the median price range has gone up, it's become more difficult for some people to qualify. So a 40-year will enable them to qualify. And a lot of the products nowadays, I mean, a lot of people are favoring a fixed interest only. And then we also have another loan program too that enables you to have a lower monthly payment. And there's just a lot of different types of products. It really depends on your individual needs. But there's typically a way to make a loan program available per the client's and individual's needs. So based on what's happened in the marketplace today, because of the median home price increasing, it's only slightly adjusted recently, and because rates are actually comparable to what they were at a year ago, it's still favorable right now, and especially in the Valley. I mean, I know you being a top producing real estate agent in the Valley, I mean, you're so familiar with what's happening in the Valley, and we both lived in the Valley for a long time. We've seen what's happened in the marketplace. You've seen appreciation on your property. We've seen some depreciation. However, it's still a great time to buy. I mean, over the long haul. Yeah, definitely.
Are you seeing more buyers now going more towards a fixed rate than going with the adjustables or rates that are tied to the MTA or the coffee, the index funds?
Again, it depends on their individual needs. If it's a rental property, they might want the option of having a minimum payment. If it's an owner-occupied property, because rates are so low, a 30-year fixed or 40-year fixed is always a viable product. But a fixed interest only is also another good solution because you can still make principal payments.
Right.
And without a penalty.
Exactly. You know, one of the things I don't think people really realize is everyone says, oh, well, the prices used to be so much less in the Valley in the 70s and the 80s. Well, what people don't realize is that the interest rates back then were 13 and went all the way up to 18%. So believe it or not, your payments were exactly the same back in the 70s and 80s as they are today because the prices were lower on the homes, but the interest rates were so much higher. So here now our home prices are higher, but our interest rates are lower. And I have to make a point here too, is one thing about real estate is as people get so shocked that real estate goes up in value. Well, the stock market took a plummet quite a while ago, which always there's an inverse relationship between the stock market and real estate of what our public has consumer confidence in. And right now it's real estate, and it has been for a long time and probably will continue to do so. And as long as the stock market is down, the government pretty much has to keep the interest rates relatively low, not to further damage the stock market.